What if I told you there is still a region on Earth that has never been fully explored? And what's even more surprising, this place isn't a distant planet. Nor is it hidden in the dark depths of the ocean thousands of meters below the surface. Right here, on Earth. In the heart of Africa, within the Congo Rainforest. We live in the modern age. We can observe galaxies billions of light years away in space. We can map the surface of Mars and unravel the secrets hidden within human DNA. Yet despite all these technological advances, there are still places on Earth that we do not fully understand. And the Congo Rainforest may be the greatest of them all. Because scientists continue to discover new species here every year. Frogs that have never been documented before. Unknown insects. New species of fish. And organisms found nowhere else on Earth. If we are still discovering new species today, then what remains undiscovered? How many species are still living unseen within these vast forests? And how many more secrets is nature still hiding from us? And it is this question that leads us to a vast world hidden in the heart of Africa. Beneath the clouds, among rivers, swamps, and forests that seem to stretch on forever, sprawls a vast ecosystem covering nearly 3.7 million square kilometers. The Congo Basin, the second largest tropical rainforest on Earth after the Amazon. But according to many scientists, it may also be the most mysterious rainforest on Earth. From space, it resembles a vast ocean of dark green. But beneath this seemingly calm green canopy lies an extraordinarily complex web of life. This forest is more than just a collection of trees. It behaves like a vast living organism made up of billions of interconnected life forms. Every day, millions of tons of water are released into the atmosphere. Clouds begin to form. Rain falls, rivers are replenished, and the cycle of life begins once again. Some researchers describe the Congo Basin as Earth's second lung, because billions of trees absorb vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to regulate the planet's climate. But the true value of the Congo Basin extends far beyond its impact on the climate. Its true value lies in the incredible diversity of life it contains. To date, scientists have identified more than 10,000 plant species within the Congo Basin, hundreds of mammal species, thousands of bird species, countless reptiles, amphibians, and insects. But researchers believe this is only the visible part of the story. Large areas of the Congo Basin remain poorly studied, even today. In some regions, human footprints are almost non-existent. Vast swamps, rivers that are nearly impossible to navigate, and miles of dense vegetation form a natural fortress around these lands. Perhaps because of this, the Congo has remained a center of mystery for centuries, continuing to captivate the human imagination. But to understand the forest's true story, we must first meet its most famous inhabitants. One of the Congo's most iconic inhabitants is the gorilla. Most people who encounter a mountain gorilla for the first time feel the same thing, or because the creature standing before you is not merely large, it also feels remarkably familiar, almost human. A male silverback gorilla can weigh more than 180 kilograms. In terms of strength, it surpasses a human many times over. Yet despite its imposing appearance, it does not lead an aggressive life. In fact, gorillas spend most of their time with their families. They play with the young and nurture strong social bonds. They groom one another. They rest together. They search for food, and they strengthen their social bonds. At the center of a gorilla family is usually a dominant male. He is not only the leader, he is also the protector and the peacemaker. When danger arises, he is the first to step forward. When conflict breaks out, he is the first to intervene. As researchers observed gorillas over the years, they discovered surprising behaviors. Some individuals were even seen using simple tools. Some gorillas were observed using sticks to cross deep waters. Some were seen analyzing their surroundings before making decisions while foraging for food. More remarkably, gorillas are not only powerful but also emotionally complex. Some have been observed sitting beside deceased members of the group for hours. Some mothers have been recorded carrying the deceased infants for days, refusing to leave them behind. These behaviors raised an important question: is grief unique to humans, or does it have much deeper evolutionary roots? The forests of the Congo have become a living laboratory for researchers seeking answers to these questions. But gorillas are not alone. The Congo is also home to bonobos. No living animal resembles humans more closely than bonobos. Approximately 98% of the DNA is shared with humans. Bonobos are among our closest relatives on Earth. Yet what makes them remarkable is not only their genetics, but also their unique social behavior. Violence is far less common in bonobo communities. Conflicts are often resolved through cooperation. Females hold a powerful position within the group. Because of these traits, some scientists believe bonobos may represent an alternative path in human evolution. As if nature began from the same starting point, but went on to write a different story. Another of our close relatives living deep within the Congo is the chimpanzee. Chimpanzees have been astonishing scientists for decades. Because they can do more than just think, they can plan ahead, they can make and use tools. They can hunt, and they can pass on what they learn to future generations. Some researchers consider these behaviors a form of primitive culture. Different chimpanzee communities use different techniques, much like humans do. Groups living in different regions develop different traditions and habits. For this reason, the Congo is not only a sanctuary of wildlife. It also holds clues to humanity's own past. Perhaps when we look into these forests, we are seeing more than just animals. Perhaps we are seeing reflections of our own past, millions of years ago. But the inhabitants of the Congo are far more than just primates. Some creatures living deep within this forest are so unusual that many people doubted they were real. One of them is the okapi. In the late 19th century, the interior of Africa remained largely unexplored. European maps still contain vast blank spaces. The courses of many rivers were not yet fully understood. The locations of mountain ranges were still debated, and many creatures living deep within the rainforest had yet to be identified by science. But local people had known these animals for centuries. One of them was a mysterious creature known as ati. Local hunters said it lived deep in the forest. It resembled a horse. But it also resembled a giraffe. It had a brown coat. However, when European explorers heard these stories, they paid little attention. To them, it was nothing more than a legend. But in 1901, everything changed. The examined specimens revealed that the animal was real. Today, we know it as the okapi. At first glance, the okapi appears to be a blend of different animals. Yet it is closely related to neither horses nor zebras. Its closest living relative is the giraffe. Scientists therefore sometimes refer to it as the forest giraffe. However, the okapi is not remarkable only because of its appearance. It has also become a symbol of how little we still know about the Congo. Imagine this, a large mammal standing nearly 2 meters tall, and modern science only managed to discover it in the early 20th century. This revealed an important truth. If such a large animal could remain hidden from science for centuries, what else might still be lurking in the depths of the Congo? And it was precisely this question that helped fuel the legends surrounding the region. Although the vast majority of scientists do not agree with this idea, the story of the okapi taught an important lesson. Nature can sometimes be more astonishing than our imagination. And Congo was only the beginning of these remarkable stories. Deep within its forests, one of the world's most powerful natural systems was at work. At the heart of this system flowed Africa's largest river, the Congo River. And this river was more than just a waterway. It was a mystery in its own right. The Congo River, one of Africa's most powerful rivers. For nearly 4,700 kilometers, it cuts through the heart of the continent. It carries billions of tons of water into the Atlantic Ocean. But what truly makes it extraordinary is not its length, but its depth. In some areas, it exceeds 220 meters in depth. This makes it the deepest known river on Earth. To put that into perspective, that depth is roughly equivalent to the height of a 70-story skyscraper. Different evolutionary worlds had formed even within the river itself. Researchers began discovering fish species in its depths that had never been seen before. Some had adapted to living in complete darkness. Some had developed reduced or nearly non-functional eyes. Some had evolved remarkably advanced sensory systems, for there was no light in this world. To find their way, they had to evolve entirely different senses of navigation. In 2010, a groundbreaking study captured the attention of the scientific world. Researchers found that certain fish species living in the river's deepest reaches had been isolated from one another for millions of years. The discovery came as a surprise to scientists. From the outside, the river appeared to function as a single, connected system. But beneath the surface, it concealed dozens of separate worlds. And with that discovery came a profound question. If only a few scientific expeditions had uncovered so many new species. What undiscovered life still awaits in the regions beyond our reach? Some biologists believe the depths of the Congo River may still conceal hundreds of species yet to be discovered. Perhaps tiny fish, perhaps strange invertebrates, or perhaps life forms unlike anything science has ever seen. That possibility alone is enough to reveal why the Congo remains one of the most important places on Earth. But the river does not attract only the attention of scientists. For local communities, the Congo River is far more than just an ordinary waterway. In stories told for centuries, the river is portrayed as a living being. Some tribes believe that the river is inhabited by spirits. Others say that beings unseen by humans live in the deep waters. Strange sounds heard at night. Shadows disappearing into the mist. Waves that suddenly appear. They have become the foundation of stories passed down through generations. Of course, scientists explain most of these phenomena as natural processes. But in the Congo, the line between reality and legend can sometimes become surprisingly blurred. Because in this region, the past and present are deeply intertwined. And perhaps that is why the Congo is not just a biological treasure. It is also one of the most powerful sources of human imagination. If this journey into the depths of the Congo has sparked your curiosity, subscribing to the channel would truly mean a lot to me and help make more stories like this possible. Every subscription helps us embark on a new journey to another corner of the world waiting to be discovered. See you in the next mystery. Axiom Earth.